built a button, and here's the story. One time I pressed it, and it exploded at the end.
We are here in my living room today, right next to my Christmas tree. This year, I let my son decorate it pretty much, and I helped him a little bit, but he did a lot of the decorating, and I love it. It's fantastic. We did not put any balls on it this year. We just did the unique ones. Like this little bear that I made last year and this wreath I made last year. On here there's a sparkly fairy, and I showed you the little handprint that he made last year in school. And every year we get a new ornament. That's sort of a tradition my mom started. And this year we got, let's see if I can get this off the tree. I let my son pick it out, and he loves cars and anything to do with cars, and he chose this little blue Jeep with a Christmas tree on it, and this is our new ornament this year. So yeah, I wanted to just share a little bit about this tree. There's some particularly special ones on here, ones that I got at Bronner's in Frankenmuth, Michigan. What I really wanted to do today, I know yesterday I talked about books a lot, but I didn't share some of my favorite Christmas books with you. And Christmas books are such an important part of the holidays, specifically for me. I remember my mom, who I know is watching this, hopefully, I remember her reading books to us around the holidays, especially like Christmas books, and I will show you some of those that have been in my life for a very long time because of my mom. First up is a chapter book. It's called Kringle, and it's by Tony Abbott. The main character is a boy named Kringle. Hence the title, Kringle, and it's like an origin story for Santa Claus. I really like this one. It's pretty fantastic. Kringle actually has to fight elves and goblins in this, and it's really like reminiscent of Lord of the Rings sort of things, and it's very underrated and very good. I'm hoping that someday soon I will be able to read this to my son and he will actually enjoy it. For the past 2 years, this year included, and the year before, I mean, just these past 2 years, I have decided to do a Advent calendar for my son where I get books. What I do is get 24, 25 books and wrap them individually and stick them under the tree, and that's our Advent calendar. And my son loves it, and it's fantastic. Yesterday's book was Arthur's Christmas, but it's a really special thing because he gets excited. He knows he's getting a book, but he doesn't know what book it is, so that's really cool. And I have some books that he got last year that are really they're some of my favorites and his favorites. First up is a Handmade Together Christmas by Miriam Coca Leffler. And obviously it's about making handmade gifts for Christmas, which is so important. I do it every year. I try to give handmade things every year, so this book is a little bit special to my heart because it instills that making something with love, out of love for somebody who you love. So that's a pretty special one. Next up is Stickman by Julia Donaldson. She is the author of The Gruffalo, and Stickman, you might not think is a Christmas story because it follows Stickman and how he got lost from his family, but Santa actually brings him back to his family, so it's got a Christmassy end, and I love Julia Donaldson. We have a few of her books. So that's a good one. Next up is a book by Cynthia Cotton. And this is not a Christmas book. It's a winter book. And that's something I like to do. I like to throw in non-Christmassy books, but kind of keep it in the theme of winter. And this is called Snow Ponies. And it's about Father Winter, who is depicted by this old guy, who lets his ponies out to bring winter to the land. And as they like run across the land, winter comes, they like kick up snow and they create the snow and the cold and everything. And it's a really cute, like, this is why we have winter story, even though it is not factual. But I like fables. Fables and folktales are pretty fun. And this one I was a little leery about last year when I found it, but it is by Bonnie Becker, and the title is The Christmas Crocodile. It is a hilarious book, and we absolutely loved it. I wasn't sure what I was getting into when I found this this children's book, but it is so good. It's about this family who ends up receiving a crocodile for Christmas, and it's so funny and silly and just, it's one of those that was surprisingly fantastic, and it is now definitely a part of our Christmas book collection and will always be there because it is so good. Next up, which is one of my son's favorite books. It's by Marjorie Queeler. It's called The Biggest Best Snowman, and it's about this little girl who builds the biggest best snowman with the help of her animal friends. And her big sisters don't think she can do it, and neither does her mom, but she does, and she proves them wrong. And it's just this cute little, like, I have power book. It teaches kids that they can do things even when people try to drag them down. It's a good self-esteem book, but it's really super cute. Now on to the books that my mother read to me when I was a child. And these are all by Jan Brett. I love Jan Brett. She is by far one of my favorite authors. Not only because her artwork is amazing, but her stories are great too. This, I don't have the dust cover for because I bought this secondhand. This is Trouble with Trolls. This is not a Christmassy book, but it is a winter-y book. And I was reading this the other day, and look at that gorgeous sweater that the main character is wearing. I would love to have a sweater like that. And, you know, maybe someday I will, because I knit, but I just love the detail that Jan Brett gives her illustrations. Like, there's every stitch in that sweater. But this is a good one. I suggest reading it. The next one, which is sort of like a continuation of Trouble with Trolls, is Christmas Trolls. Again, no dust cover. But it's Christmas Trolls. And I do believe this book is to blame for my love of dollar horses, because it has that beautiful dollar horse in it. And it plays a key role in the story where the same girl who's in trouble with trolls helps two trolls find the meaning of Christmas. So this is a good one. And I really suggest it. And lastly, my favorite Jan Brett book that is about Christmas, she's got quite a few Christmas and wintry books, is The Wild Christmas Reindeer. And it's all about how, I'm gonna say she's an elf, but she's just a little girl looking person. She readies Santa's team of reindeer, and they're not like the classic Donder and Blitzen and Vixen and Cupid and all that good stuff. No, they have like different names. There's like Bramble and Twilight and Tundra and Heather. Like, it's not the same old worn out names of all the reindeer that have been commercialized. Like, these are awesome. And look at the illustrations. Get my face out of there so it'll focus. But I just love Jan Brett. Love Jan Brett. And those are just some of our Christmas books. So I have to admit something to you. My craft room is a disaster. And I'm going to show it to you because I'm about to clean it. Oh, that's my loom. It's covered in stuff. And my sewing area is covered in stuff. But it's going to get clean. I showed you how messy my crafting room was. And now I will show you how much cleaner it is. Things are still a little messy, but they're in the process of actually getting to where they need to go. Look, I got the wrapping paper off my loom. And I can use my table again. And my chair has my knitting basket in it, but that's okay.